and today is the morning of astrological Imbolc. Sun at 15 degrees Aquarius. So Imbolc blessings to you all. Imbolc. What is it? Scent of Daphne. Whoa, today it's fantastic. But yes, Imbolc. Let's talk about that briefly. Well, one of the ways people in Britain at the moment are jumping for joy, thinking spring's come, but actually Imbolc will tell you whether spring has come or not. And in the last 14 years this prediction that I'm about to make has been entirely accurate, based on the old rhyme or the old saying. But we've gone from being scraping frost off the window to being 10 degrees warmer in the morning. Well, that's not right, is it? So most people are thinking spring's here. But according to the saying, the goddess of winter on Imbolc, if it's nice weather, warm, mild, then the goddess of winter is out collecting more firewood for the winter that's to come, because it's not over. Whereas if it was very wintry and a horrible blustery, wet, soggy day, then that would signify winter's over. So I'm going to say on camera that according to the Imbolc saying, winter is not over in Britain yet. So Imbolc is seen as being a pagan festival. What does it mean? Well, it means used milk, the lambing season. Now, many people who live in Britain, or who are from Britain, including myself, and a lot of my family actually, certainly on one side of it, have a deep connection to Britain and the earth. Okay. Now what's interesting is that there's anything from like 3 to 9% DNA that goes back to ancient Britain that people have. So the more of this DNA you've got, a higher percentage of this DNA you've got, the more likely you are to be connected with Britain and ancient Britain and the actual essence that makes this land what it is. Now this is the realm of fairy tales, isn't it? This could be where the owl's hanging out sometimes. Well, it is where the owl's hanging out sometimes. But use milk, use sheep, that's farming, isn't it? That's not pagan, that's farming. Maybe pagan farmers-ish, but isn't that more about protecting the crop and being a farmer? See, the earlier Britons were hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers, not husbanders and arabilists. You see what I'm getting at here? And the Wiccan Wheel of the Year, well, that was invented in the 1950s by, what's his name? Gerald Gardner, wasn't it? Or was it the other one? I always get two of them mixed up, but then it doesn't matter for the purposes of this, what I'm saying. But I am deeply connected to this land in a way that I feel it when nature's being destroyed. You know, I'm working for, well, so that I won't ever be retiring. I'm looking after this. I mean, this, for example, it's only 30 years old, and I look after it. Well, I'm one of the people who look after it, and I'm hoping it's going to be here in 500 years' time. Which, yeah, there is a chance of that because of where it is. But back when hunter-gatherers were hunter-gatherers, they had their own cycle of the year, which didn't rely on farming. For, like, you know, Imbolc, the ewe's milk, the lambing season, Beltane, when you let, according to various sources, Beltane's when you let your animals out again and people start roaming about. Harvesting the farmed yield. Yeah. Lunasa, you know, the first bread, baking bread from the crop, the grain. None of it is hunter-gathering, and that's the realm that I live in. I'm not saying I practice that all the time, because it's made so that we can't. It's not possible because of all of this. If you look around here, there you go, fields. It's not possible to be a hunter-gatherer because it relies on more woodlands and more open natural areas and meadows, and various chalk streams, you name it, all the kinds of habitats that are protected or grown for, or created in order to protect them. All of that is necessary in order for everyone to do hunting and gathering. So that's not going to be a thing that's going to be able to happen. But that's basically, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that these festivals, I mean, that it may have had some basis in the past, but the Wheel of the Year, that was created. I mean, I've only just recently heard of it called Mabon. So that's something that someone's uncovered. And basically, and bear in mind that most of my information doesn't come from the internet, because the internet hadn't been existed when I got into all this stuff. As most of my peers will attest to too. Attest to too. See, in my mind, farming has made people settle, which has made people fight over land, which has created wars, and farming has ruined the earth that I would love to live in. It just has, because that's one of the root causes of all this stuff in the world, is when we went from hunter-gatherers to farming. So I'm now at a point where I can't justify celebrating that wheel of life, Wheel of the Year, because it's based on farming. But there are 4 things that I do know: 2 solstices and 2 equinox. Those, they are a thing. You can't take them away. It doesn't matter whether you hunter-gatherer, or it doesn't matter whether you hunter-gather or whether you farm. Those are fixed points, as is full and new moon, the moon cycle. fixed, transcends every religion, every belief system, everything. That is. Whether the moon's real or not, it's irrelevant right now. In accordance with my belief that whatever you do should be reverent and therefore then magical, I see this as the chalice of this area, because it is. That, the chalice of water, that is the one thing that we all need to survive. Well, it's 2 days later than when I filmed. Arguably, this is Imbolc, but according to the rhyme it isn't. Here you go. Frost again. Anyway, thanks for watching, and interested to hear what you think, because I'm trying to decipher this too. But, you know, I know how I feel about it all, and I know there's a cycle, and I'm in it every day, so I can see the cycle, slightly different every year, which is why maybe it's not fixed, apart from the 4 points I've just mentioned. Right, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, check out the links below, donate if you want to, the usual ways, and see you next time. Ta-ra.